matchup between the Center Point Eagles traveling down here to Oxford, Alabama to face the Yellow Jackets. I'm Warren Mullins and I'd like to welcome in Jake Pollard. How's it going, Jake?
Hey, Warren, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing good. Looking forward to this matchup tonight that's going to determine who gets to host the first-round playoff game.
Yeah, it's a big game tonight for the Jackets. You know, big game in Region 6 and Class 6A. You got Jackets have had a great season, as has the Center Point Eagles. Looking forward for a battle on the field tonight.
Me too, but before we can get to this game, we're going to take a moment and turn everything to the field to honor the senior class that we have. We got cheerleaders, band members, and of course the football players out there. So we will be back in a minute and enjoy senior night here at Lamar Field. And what a great senior night that was, Jake. These kids give so much time, energy, and effort, and the families too. And it's good to see everyone out there in a really big senior class taking up that football field.
Oh, absolutely. Those are the memories that'll take them well into their 50s and 60s.
Oh, absolutely. And beautiful night too. It's couldn't ask for a nicer evening, just about perfect temperatures, what you set your house on to go to bed with right now. We'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's broadcast, a collaboration between TV24 and OHS Jacket Media. Tonight's broadcast of the meeting between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Centerpoint Eagles is being streamed by this OHS Jacket Media broadcast team. This is 100% a student-led broadcast. I mean, these kids are phenomenal. They do great work for still being in high school. It's not perfect, but, this program that Oxford offers is phenomenal way to learn, because nothing in life happens perfect the first time. And the opportunity that Oxford and the high school and OHS Jacket Media can provide these kids is just an outstanding job. This all student, the broadcast team live streams all athletic and student events that take place in the Oxford High School campus. You can view these events free of charge on the OHS Jacket Media YouTube channel. All you got to do is search OHS Jacket Media, and these kids will be there to cover it. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a stream. And I'll tell you, Jake, the availability to watch games, with OHS Jacket Media and their partnership with TV24, it's just great, because I know, and you're probably similar, I remember, when I was in school and back in, early times of Calhoun County, you had to wake up Saturday morning, run to the mailbox, grab your Anniston Star, and just try to figure out what happened the night before everywhere.
Oh, it was like Christmas morning, Warren.
Oh, yeah, you got to figure out who scored, what did what, and you hung on to every word, because you just wanted, just even that little bit of information was great. And now for the OHS Jacket Media, partnered with TV24, where you can just sit at home and watch these games happen, cheer for your favorite teams, watch your student, your child, your grandchild. It's just phenomenal.
And I didn't realize until I started doing this how many people sign in to Facebook Live on the TV24 Big O Sports Network and YouTube. I was looking, and there's been a few games where we've had 8,000 views. I mean, this is a large county, but 8,000 views, that's a lot for these kids, especially, talking about that on-the-job training here at school. I mean, it's a really great opportunity for them.
Absolutely it is. Be able to have their families and friends, and no matter where they are in the world. And as far as alumni go too, Jake, that graduated here still have that passion, still have that caring. I met a friend in Jacksonville this past week that lives in Virginia, And he came in, met him and his wife and his newborn baby, and he was already excited about going to watch the Pleasant Valley game Friday night because he wanted to go back and feel that atmosphere, be it his residence, and just enjoy that from his alumni.
That's right. You know, the reach is incredible. I've seen people, you know, post in the chat boxes that, you know, listening from Oklahoma and all across the U.S. So I mean, it's incredible that we're here in Calhoun County, Alabama. This is a student-led effort, and these kids are getting that type of exposure.
Couldn't ask for any more of them, Jake. These kids are already running a true production level event, because me and you can just show up, put on a mic, and these kids, and, you know, led by Candace Finley, just able to have everything ready for us. It's phenomenal.
That's right. I mean, from our seats, Warren, this is stress-free. I mean, we work all week, we show up, we get to see a great football game, and you know, at times fumble our way through this broadcast, but, you know, it's great, and I enjoy doing it for the kids.
Yeah, it is. We're going to take a break here. They're about to do the moment of silence and the anthem.
Tonight's performance of the national anthem will be provided by the seniors of the Oxford High School Concert Choir. The Oxford High School Concert Choir and their director, Mrs. Holly Blue, would like to recognize and thank these students for their hard work and dedication to clear music and the performing arts. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
And what a great anthem by the choir there, Jake. That was just beautiful.
Oh, yeah. And, we was talking about the opportunities these kids at Oxford had. I'd like to just highlight a couple of things real quick. The Oxford High School Green Power team will participate in the Choccolocco Green Prix F24 race on November the 3rd at Choccolocco Park. The first heat starts at 9 a.m., so be sure to go out and support the kids in that event. And also a big congratulations to the volleyball team, the 2023-2024 OHS volleyball team on the season success. The Lady Jackets will begin their road to state on Tuesday, October 31st at the Birmingham Crossplex. They will play Bayside Academy at 1:30 p.m., so be sure to come out and support the Lady Jackets next week. That's October 31st at 1:30 p.m. at the Birmingham Crossplex.
How about that on Halloween night? That's going to be fun. I expect these Oxford students to show up dressed up and ready to cheer this volleyball team on through the playoffs, Jake.
Absolutely. That's the thing, the student body, the parents, and really the community at whole, Warren, really get behind this Oxford school and really just support everything they do from an athletic and an academic standpoint.
They do. And you see the Oxford football players, the senior group, getting to run out on the field one last time, highlighted, shaking coach's hand and jogging out there to be cheered on one last time, one here in Oxford. Well, Jake, what do you think about tonight's matchup?
I tell you, Warren, I think it's going to be a great game. Pretty well evenly matched team. Like I said, number 2 and number 3 in Region 6, Class 6A. The Centerpoint Eagles, they're 7-1, 6-1, I believe. Oxford's lost 2 games. They lost a nail-biter last week to Clay Chalkville that really, you and I called that game last week. They were, it was 2 plays away from going to overtime. It was just few errors made here and there, but it was a really close game. And then, of course, they lost the non-region, non-counter to Hartselle earlier in the season, and another nail-biter. So I look for a hard-fought game tonight, but hopefully the Yellow Jackets come out on top.
You're right about last week. That score did not indicate the level of play in that game and how competitive that game was, snap after snap. Like you said, Jake, there was just a couple of mistakes by Oxford that Clay Chalkville capitalized on and were able to score on those mistakes, but that's the game of football. You make some mistakes and you're going to lose if the other team capitalizes on your mistakes.
That's right, but it was great to watch, though, because the whole night it was, we kept saying good on good. Having all those D1 athletes on the field competing against each other, it was just it was a prelude to what we can watch, in the coming Saturdays over the next few years.
And really for colleges for the next 4 years recruiting at Oxford, really the true emergence of outside linebacker J.S. Fleming. He put on a clinic last week against those 4 and 5 stars covering in space and just gave Clay Chalkville fits all night long.
Oh, yes. He, as a freshman, I'm sure Mbakwe, I remember the quarterback's name just because we called him so much, but I'm sure he had nightmares of Fleming over the week because that freshman was all over it.
Exactly. He really did. But with tonight, like we're talking about, this game is a huge game. You win this game, you are getting to host a first-round playoff game, and there's nothing bigger for your team. There's nothing bigger for your school. There's nothing bigger for the community, for the revenue that it brings in for local businesses to be able to host a playoff home game.
That's correct, yeah. This will be a great opportunity to showcase the new facility and just the Oxford area.
It is. I tell you, the Centerpoint Eagles, there's no secret of what they're going to do. They are going to keep the ball in the hands of number 1, Deion Moore. Deion Moore, the quarterback, he's, of course, leads the team in passing, but he also leads the team in rushing.
Another athlete there, like last week, just kind of a dual threat.
It is. They're going to put the ball in his hands, and it's going to be up to J.S. Fleming and Mr. Brett to kind of contain this young man who's just had an explosive season, really kind of putting himself on the map for the Centerpoint Eagles.
That's right. And, anytime you're listed as athlete, quarterback, and free safety, that's just a triple threat, if you will. He's averaging in rushing yards around 60 yards per game. So, that's pretty good from a quarterback position.
At this level, it really is. When you're in 6A football, well, the athletes, as we've seen, are a little bit different. And, you're averaging that in 6A. You're from the quarterback position, you're doing something.
That's right.
The Center Point Eagles are also known to really get after the quarterback, Jake. They're almost averaging 3 sacks per game. And they're going to pin their ears back and they're going to come back. It's going to be up to the Oxford coaches and the Oxford game plan to kind of keep them balanced and keep them guessing and not let them just be able to pin their ears back and get after Mims tonight.
That's right. And the leader of that sack is Terrence Tubbs. He's got 8 sacks, I believe, for the year.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Well, hopefully we can get a few tonight and take this victory and be able to host that home game after the trip out to Jacksonville next week.
Yeah, that'll be another, non-region, non-counter game. But, I love seeing these Calhoun County schools compete against each other, regardless of the level. I mean, Jacksonville's got a great squad. Clint Smith's done a great job building that team up. They have a stellar quarterback in the Ogles kid. So next week will be another hard-fought game for the Yellow Jackets.
It's going to be a really interesting game. Oxford is clearly the more talented team, but they're young. What Clint's done out there at Jacksonville, he's got Mr. Ogle back there at quarterback, who's been playing quarterback there for 4 years, and they are loaded with seniors. That senior class, they've played together and they've started for the last 3 years. Kind of like what we saw last week with Clay Chalkville, a lot of seniors.
That's right. And, like we said last week, the future is bright here for Oxford because they have such a young team and have had this much success at this age that they are. So, I look for the next 2 to 3 years Oxford to continue to be a powerhouse.
Absolutely they are. I'll tell you, Jake, kind of like last week, doesn't look like Center Point travels too well themselves.
No, and, I tell you that it's really disappointing because, again, when you get to this level, Center Point's not that far away. I really expect to, with this being such a game of this magnitude, with it being tight competition in Region 6 play, I'd like to see a packed house on their side as well.
Maybe there's just a late arriving crowd. Their band sounds phenomenal over there. They're getting into it, getting excited. And when you're out there on the field, that's all you ever hear anyway is the band cranking up that fight song.
Oh, yes. Hopefully we hear the sound of champions coming on strong here shortly.
Well, one thing we got coming out right now is the Oxford Yellow Jackets coming out of this phenomenal facility this school has here.
And, and I'd like to take a moment just to, welcome the fans just because, man, they've stuck through this the whole season. I mean, we have once again a packed house and just a really, really good environment, an energized environment tonight.
Getting ready. Once again, cheerleaders with their 3-story high sign. Just great job by these young ladies, young men to get out there and spend so much time and effort, leaving our legacy on and off the field. Once a Yellow Jacket, always a Yellow Jacket.
I know they wasn't that nice when we were playing, so that's definitely a top-tier run-through.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Warren, imagine being 15, 16, 17-year-old kid and you got a multi-million-dollar indoor facility that you just walked out of into this turf field, a packed house, and, I mean, you got to be ready to run through a brick wall.
Absolutely. Center Point sending out their captains, Devin Moore and Mr. Brown. Oxford sending out
Judd Snyder, Sire, Keenan Britt,
Jaden Thomas, and Christian Gibson. Whitehat talking to center point captain and Mr. Do-It-All, Dion Moore out there, going to call the coin flip. Oxford's won the toss. All right. Oxford won the toss and wanted to receive. Interesting. Oxford's ready for the ball. They're ready to put some points up, Jake.
That's good. I mean, after last week, they ended on a high note, so why not keep that firepower coming?
And that's right. You're at home. Score first, score last. We'll see the captains jogging back, getting ready to come out through the victory line. And just a great turnout by the Oxford community here for senior night too, Jake.
Yeah, and I don't know if there was any shots of it or not, but they let the Oxford Football for Youth on the field during warm-ups tonight, and it was great seeing, players like Keenan Britt and Tapley, the linebacker, and Mason Mims. These, in the eyes of these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old kids, these are NFL players, might as well be, and having them down there and mingling around with the youth football team, it was a great opportunity for those kids.
Makes their night, makes their whole evening, weekend. It's, like you said, Jake, it's special for these kids, and the only reason they put on the helmet is because they're seeing these junior, senior, sophomores out here with the crowd on their feet, the band playing, getting ready to run through this huge sign. That's the reason they play.
That's right. They all say, "Hey, coach, you think we'll be able to play up here one day?" I said, "Absolutely. You just got to keep working hard."
That's right. Getting ready.
Well, the band sounds great tonight.
Oh yeah, the band's cranked up. And here they come.
That never gets old, Warren.
Absolutely not. Got the light show here at Lamar Field. Something that'll never get old too is that Oxford color combination. Jake, is just a beautiful uniform, awesome helmet.
It really is. I tell you, I remember when they made that transition from the old English O to the O that they have now, and really it was kind of a controversial move, but over the years people have kind of gravitated to this new O.
It's a good clean look for sure.
It is.
Center point, here comes the center point out there being led by their cheerleaders, flipping and just getting after it.
I'd need the chiropractor the next morning after that.
I would try to get me off the field, Jake. I'd just be laying there at that point. We got 1 minute before kick. Once again, I want to thank TV24 and OHS Jacket Media for this partnership, student-led broadcast, to be able to bring so many viewers to this field. You can sit at home, having to travel, having to go out of town for a wedding this time of year. You can still watch your Oxford Yellow Jackets play.
That's right. We got Mason Mims warming up down there on the sideline with, which I'd say is probably his favorite target, or at least it was his favorite target last week with Nick Richardson. And they seem to have a good quarterback-receiver relationship, good chemistry there.
Richardson did. He went to him there late for sure with the touchdown catch and the 2-point conversion to end the game last week. I was really impressed with the play of Kamari Hampton last week too, being able to use his body and shield and offer Mims those passing lanes and a clear path to get the ball.
That's right. I can't stress enough, how last week, that was a big game, big rival game, big region game, and, it's just, a couple of plays, a couple of few errors, and we're sitting here at a completely different, different storyline.
Jeremiah Jackson with the kick. It's going to be fielded by Kamari Hampton. They're going to wrap him up. Looks like about the 12-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Oxford Yellow Jackets from the, looks like they're going to mark this ball at the 12.
So here we go, Warren. We got the Oxford Yellow Jackets offense coming out. You feel like it's going to be like last week with, kind of a, hey, this has the first 10 plays already decided? Or
You're coming in with scripted plays. It just makes the practice week so much easier. It makes preparation so much easier. Everybody's on the same page. You got Mims in the shotgun, flanked by Thomas. Mims takes the draw back, hits on the flats to Jaden Lewis. Jaden Lewis will pick up about 4 yards there. Could be 2nd and 5. Second and a long 5.
And that's what you want. I mean, every time you snap the ball, have positive yardage. Get 3, 4, 5 yards, and it brings up manageable yardage after that.
Yes, going to have Mims in the shotgun now, flanked by Thomas and Wilson. Going to send Wilson in motion. Mims to hand off to Thomas. I'm going to see that whole play pretty quickly right there, Jake. Great blocking at the point of attack, but they just did a great job collapsing there. Linebackers came downhill and went from a decent-sized hole to just a brick wall there.
That's right.
We bring up a key 3rd down, start the game, 3rd and 4. We have Mims back in shotgun, flanked by Wilson. We'll check with knee play, see what the defense is lined up at. We're going to have should be encroachment. All right, that's the way you get it right there. It's easy. That's the best way to get a 1st down.
Those 3 5s, good for everybody.
Yeah. And that's going to move the chains, give Oxford Yellow Jackets a 1st down. Jake, it's interesting just watching the evolution of the game, the how much spacing plays a part in today's game with your wide receiver stacks.
I tell you, football has evolved to a game that at times I don't even recognize anymore.
Nick Hampton in motion, going to be a handoff to Wilson off the right side. Great pursuit. Absolutely great pursuit by the Center Point Eagles, led by Keenan Brown, their leading tackler. He's a good-looking athlete. He's starting to flash early on. It's going to be Chase Wilson down there for a 2-yard loss.
DK Wilson, he's a running back that's got great vision at that position, so I expect a lot out of him tonight.
We're going to have trips left. Mims sends Wilson in motion away from the trips. We're going to hit Jaden Lewis in the flats there and really just pick up a yard there on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for your Oxford Yellow Jackets.
Kamarius Horn on the tackle, and he attacked as soon as he got the ball.
Going to be a big 3rd. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 11 here. Just back-to-back plays. Just couldn't get much. Led by Brown. They will have Brown. Come out the field. Mims takes the drop. Good pocket. Good protection. Good ball. Going to get Kamari Hampton for a 1st down.
Great throw and catch there by Kamari Hampton and Mason Mims. Pick up the ball on 3rd and 11. Got the 1st down. Looking good.
Oh, yeah. That was an excellent pocket by the offensive line. Great pocket awareness by Mims. Those will have a quads to the left here, a little wide receiver stack. Oh, Jaden Thomas. That's gonna be an incomplete pass. So, Jake, that's one of we're talking about new age offense and spacing and the wide receiver stacks and spacing. That right there, you just get all 4 over there, and is really just kind of an extended handoff.
It is.
And, when you got a player like Mims that has the arm strength to get that ball out there and get it out there fast, it's it can be a weapon, but you got to catch the ball there. Got Mims be 2nd and 10. Mims is shotgun flanked by Thomas. Going to be a handoff to Thomas. He's got a hole up the left side. Oh, great job lowering the helmet there, and really kind of powering through that point of attack.
You know, and that's the thing about these Oxford Yellow Jackets. These running backs, they're just hard to bring down. They're not afraid to put their nose in there, lower their shoulder, and fight for that extra yard or two.
And when Jaden Thomas wasn't there, he gave Jalen Taylor for Center Point Eagles welcome to the game moment there for him.
That's right.
We've seen him go to this formation a couple times already, Jake, putting Wilson and Thomas in the back, and same thing, sending Wilson in motion into the flats. Little screen. Jaden Thomas catches this one. Oh, just could not keep his feet. That's going to bring the decision time. It's going to be 4th and 2 at the 44-yard line.
They might have got a little stingy on that spot of the ball there.
They did. It's if Thomas could have kept his feet, there was some more room to make a play there.
He had the room.
We're going to go quick here. Okay, all right, got him to jump off sides. All right, it's going to be a 1st down for Oxford. That was interesting, Jake. I mean, you had a great view of that. The center never even put his hand on the ball.
No. You know, they've done that a couple of times this year, and I've never seen that before, but both times that I've seen it or that we've seen it, it's been 100% every time.
You know, I was kind of wondering about it last week. We didn't have a great angle on it there, but that was interesting. I was wondering how they did that, but that's how they did. The center didn't ever put his hand on the ball. That'll be a 1st down for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And a little flex stack to the left. Got Wilson to your left. A little play fake. Mims is going to hit Nick Richardson. He said Jake, one of his favorite receivers in the flats, going to lose a yard on the play, though.
Yeah, there just wasn't much there. You know, the Center Point Eagles, they had that pretty well defended.
They did a great job. They're definitely a fast defense. They can go sideline to sideline quickly. Going to be trip stacks to the right. Wilson flanking Mims. Mims hands off to Wilson. Ooh, that helped. Once again, Oxford's offensive line is doing a good job moving the defensive line, and so those linebackers that are giving them fits early, Jake.
Right. You know, we had that last week. It was line on line was doing great, but it was that second tier with the linebackers that continued to give them fits.
Absolutely. It's going to bring down a 3rd and 9 at the 50. You got Wilson flanking Mims, flex stack to the right. Mims takes the drop. Blitz is coming. Oh, great delayed blitz there by Jalen Taylor for the Center Point Eagles. You kind of get a little payback for what Thomas did to him there. A little delayed blitz came free, and good job by Mims just making this smart decision and just eating the ball there.
Yeah. Brings up 4th and 17. Jackets here in the punt formation.
Did Corey Busby go and call for a fair catch for Mr. Busby? And that'll bring the Oxford defense on the field, led by Keenan Brent and Jaquez Fleming. And we're going to get our first look now, Jake, at Dion Moore.
So, Warren, what's your thoughts on that opening drive for the offense there?
Well, you learned that Center Point can get sideline to sideline really quickly.
Yeah.
You learned that their linebackers are extremely fast. You're going to have to play this game. You're going to have to attack this team on the hashes.
Yes.
And, kind of some misdirection. I wouldn't be surprised to see some misdirection early in next drive to use that speed against them.
That's right.
All right, so the rest marking it for play. Dion Moore going to be leading them at quarterback. He's only a junior, Jake. This kid's leading them in rushing and passing, and just a junior. And he's flanked by his running back, Julius Finnerson. to be a
What we got here?
false start on the Center Point Eagles. Oh, that's a great defensive play.
That's and that's just nerves taking over. It's the first snap for the offense, and got to settle down and just play the game now.
Exactly. Mr. Moore showed a little flash there when he hit that hole. He put that foot in the ground and looked a lot like Mbakwe from last week, didn't he, when he got that foot in the ground? He got vertical quick.
That's right. He planted his foot and got upfield in a hurry.
So once again, it'll be same formation trips. Be double stacked to your coming at you on the screen. Yeah, I'm going to take a stab, but it'll be just quarterback power. Ooh, I went a little far.
Great job of the safety there for Oxford closing in on that to minimize any yardage that Moore could get.
Cedric Twyman, he closed that gap quick and laid a good little hit on Dion Moore and let the fans up there for Center Point know he was there too.
That's right.
So that was a pickup of 6 yards there. It's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for Dion Moore and the Center Point Eagles. Going to bring a slot receiver, Antonio Garfield, to his left. It's going to be a timeout for the Center Point Eagles. What a miscommunication on what coach and players were wanting to do there, it looked like, Jake.
Yeah, and miscommunication early on, that's pretty normal and to be expected, especially with the crowd like it is. I mean, you got the band going, you got the crowd really into it. You're playing away, and you just got to, once again, settle the nerves and get to work.
You do. And you come in, going away from home too is always a big deal for high school coaches. It makes it a little more difficult.
We talked about the speed of those Center Point linebackers and being able to play sideline to sideline. Oxford's no slouch. I mean, I'm telling you, last week and just then with Twyman, they can close the gap in a hurry, and what looks to be a hole can be negative yardage or a couple of yard pickup.
That's right. We'll go shotgun again, little flex hybrid to the right. Going to try to go one-on-one down here. Going to send Antonio Garfield in motion. Then we're looking, a little high ball right there. An incomplete pass. Well, that's going to bring a 3rd down and 9. The Oxford defense is going to have a chance to get the ball back for their offense, Jake.
I know it's the first series for Center Point, but they seem to can't get out of their own way right now.
And that's tough to have an incomplete pass like that coming out of a timeout. You just burn a timeout and really lose a timeout and lose it down at the same time. It's always extremely frustrating as a coach. So now they're going to go 5 wide and put Dion Moore back there by himself. This is kind of where you let an athlete just be an athlete. Great catch.
There, yeah.
What a catch by Antonio Garfield over there on the sideline. Just a great one-handed catch, but that's going to bring out the punt team. And Oxford's going to get the ball back, Jake.
Yeah, well, what do you think that line and Mason Mims, what do you think the conversation has been over here on the sideline going into their second series? Because I'm sure they got some nerves too. I mean, they lost a nail-biter last week, and they want to come out and put on a good show with production in front of the home crowd. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond.
It is. One thing you want to get right here is a good return of Kamari Hampton. If he can field this clean, you got some opportunity to really kind of flip the field fully here. That was a good punt by the punter, so I would look to see a good return here from Kamari Hampton.
Yeah.
There's a few things that you can do fundamentally to slow down some linebackers. Counter is always the one in the hip pocket that you always have. I've always been a big fan of widening your splits a little bit too, and it allows some freedom for your offensive line that's not covered up to get to that second level when you widen your splits a little bit.
That's right.
He's going to get that punt off. Kamari Hamilton's going to call for a fair catch. They're going to get a good center point roll. They're going to get it down there at the 37-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Oxford Yellow Jackets at the 37-yard line.
So far there's been no shortage of the flags. I think they